Hello everyone, Killer Shrew Fan here, and I hope you're all doing well. Today we have got yet another unboxing reveal to do for you guys today. This just came in the mail, and I'm really excited to crack it open and see what we got. So we're going to do that for you right here and right now. Well, now that we got that entire roll of tape off of the bubble wrap, we were able to slide out this beauty. Have a look at that, won't you? The PNSO, oh god, Chungkingosaurus, I believe is how that's pronounced. I could be totally wrong, but this is just a beauty. This box art is so incredible. And we've also got a couple of little postcards that came with it. Look at that. Look at that. That is gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous stuff. Let's hope the figure is that pretty. But real quick, I want to give you guys a closer look at the box art here. And to do that, we might want to take off this plastic protection. Oh my gosh, this box art is so pretty. Oh gosh. Oh man, look at that. Man, if this figure is as good as this box, I'm gonna be quite happy, I'll tell you what. Alright, so let's give you guys a closer look at the packaging. So the box features this lovely diagram of the Chungkingosaurus against a forested area, and I'm having a hard time telling if this is a painting, a photograph, or something in between, because it looks so incredibly lifelike, like the model itself, but also it has this sort of very artistic feel to it. So perhaps it's a photo of the model that's been put through Photoshop to make it against this sort of forested background. There you can see the PNS logo, but this box is just so gorgeous and eye-catching. It demands to be displayed alongside the figure itself. I mean, just look at that. It's beautiful. It's the same on both sides, and it is just fantastically gorgeous. I absolutely love the box art on this thing, and it makes me sad to even open it. Okay, everyone, I think it's time we open this box, slide out the dinosaur, and see what we're dealing with. Oh boy. Wow. Wow. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this thing. Oh my god. This thing is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at this. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is my second PNSO figure. The other one is the large rearing sauropod. I believe it's called the Euhalopus. Could be wrong on that name though, but this one just absolutely destroys that figure. That figure is pretty hit and miss in terms of its overall make, but this one is just incredible, and it's massive. This thing, I am so happy. Oh, I am a happy killer shrew. Oh boy. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh man. I know I gotta give you guys a closer look, but I just want a second to just take this in. Oh my gosh. I gotta be honest, I was really worried when I ordered this. I was thinking there's no way this thing could be that good in person, and I can honestly say in no uncertain terms that it definitely is. This thing is just a work of beauty, and I'm so excited to give you guys a closer look at this model. So without further ado, let's do this! Real quick, before we talk about the figure, we do have this little pamphlet that comes with the Chungkingosaurus that features all sorts of stats about it, written in, I believe it's Mandarin. I can't really tell, but yeah, I'm sure those are factoids or warnings or information about the artist. But you do got a diagram of the size of the Chungkingosaurus, and again, we have this lovely model image going on with the title, and it is just absolutely awesome, just as beautiful as the box itself. Really makes me want to hang it up somewhere. I'll probably go ahead and do that now. But for the figure itself, wow, just look at this thing. Without my hands in it, without me messing with it, perfectly framed, just look at how gorgeous this figure is. The details are immediately noticeable. The paint scheme is absolutely beautiful. The pose is so fluid and lifelike. I just love everything about this figure. But taking a closer look at it, starting off at the head, just look at all the sculptural details that have been put into that head. You've got all sorts of wrinkles, folds of skin, pebble scaling in the gullet. The eye is painted a brown color with a black pupil. Unfortunately, it doesn't stand out all that much, but it does have a lot of character and life to it when you get up close and take a good look at it. The plates begin at the base of the skull there and continue down the length of the body. As you can see, the elephantine scales, wrinkling, all that stuff goes along with the plates and continuing across the entire surface area of this thing. Once you hit the midsection, you've got a good indication of the shoulder blade pressed up against the skin there. You've got all these lovely scoots and ridges. There you can see the shoulder spike, lovely texturing going on that, and the plates. And just look at all of that detail and how easily it is to see it because of the washes that have been applied. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Here you can see the hip region going on with the musculature in the thigh, some lovely wrinkles and folds of skin down around the thigh as it flexes forward. More lovely wrinkles, crosshatch scaling. All of that continues all the way down to the tip of the deadly looking Chungkingosaurus tail with all of those lovely spikes. If we move back up the opposite side, it's really the same story. We can get a better look at that tail real quick, and then you can see the elephantine wrinkles, striations, and folds of skin continue all the way up the opposite side. Lovely indication of the pelvis going on there, scoots, ridges, all of that, the beautiful plates, the lovely shoulder spike, all of the details, easily recognizable. I love all of the veining and folds of skin going around in the neck region as the creature cranes its head slightly downward, and then we come back up to that gorgeous head. Taking a look at the legs and feet of this thing, as you can see, they've got some lovely sculpted musculature and skin. The knees and elbows on this thing look absolutely gorgeous, so incredibly lifelike, and you've got more of those lovely wrinkling and striation texturing, a lovely vein down around the gut as well, if you'll notice that. And then the toe claws have been painted a nice cream color with a brown gradient going up onto the wrist to give this thing a sort of dirty look. Looks absolutely fantastic, and here you can see a better look at the hands themselves. Alright, now just a quick look at this thing from the front. I wanted to show you guys just what a chonker this thing is. Look at how thick this boy is, and he is just absolutely gorgeous and fierce looking. I don't know what I would do if I saw this thing coming at me down a dark alley. I would probably just curl up and die. It looks so intimidating, yet so gorgeous. Moving along the underbelly, you can get a good look at the gullet and throat region going on here, the lovely pectoral muscles and the bunching up of the skin around that region, some lovely veining going on with the skin, some lovely wrinkling. Absolutely love the texturing going on down here as well. The back right foot features the PNSO logo there, as you can see, and as you can see, the wrinkling and folding of the skin and striations and texturing continues all the way down the length of the underbelly as well. PNSO has not left a speck of space on this thing unaddressed. Oops, you can see my microphone, my bad. Alright, now for the overall pose, it is incredibly dynamic. Oops! Now for the overall pose, it is incredibly dynamic, but also very natural. It doesn't feel exaggerated. It doesn't feel like they are trying to make something look super, super cool. They're just trying to capture an image of an animal as it would move, and it is very effective. As I am making this review, I am not entirely sure that this thing is not going to start taking a step off of my review space and continue down across the floor into my room. That's how lifelike this pose is, and it's saddled with this gorgeous paint scheme of greens with darker green striping, black spots that gradiate into the tan dorsal coloration of the back and underbelly with these sort of rust orange and brown spikes, a nice yellow golden amber gullet, a brown beak. All of the colors here, it's just a mishmash of so many colors, but they work so well together because of how they are applied. And then there's this sort of dull gray wash done over the entire thing to make all of the little cracks and crevices in the skin really pop out and make this thing feel like it has a dirty, lived-in look. It looks like dust has collected on this creature as it moves around, as it walks forward with its right arm up, its left back leg and arm bracing, and then the right leg moving forward as well, with the tail swinging back behind it, looking down ever so slightly, perhaps at a food item. It just all works so well together. The sculptural details, phenomenal. The pose, beautiful. The paint scheme, eye-catching and gorgeous. I love this figure, and it's a massive figure. If we bring in our tape measure, you'll see that this thing measures a whopping 20 inches from tip of tail to tip of snoot, which is about 50 or so centimeters, about 50 and a half centimeters, somewhere in that zone. And then if we get a measurement from the ground up, you are looking at right around here. Let's have a look. You're looking at right around, ooh, let me move it. Right around 8 or 7.5 inches off the ground, no, closer to 7 inches off the ground, which is about 18 centimeters. So an absolutely massive figure. We're going to go ahead and bring in some figures for size comparison. First and foremost, we are going to bring in the Vitae Giganotosaurus. This is one of the crowning jewels of my collection. It is one of the most beautiful pieces that I have in terms of its sculptural detail, paint scheme, all of that stuff. And as you can see, the Chungkingosaurus can absolutely hang with it. These two look so incredibly good next to each other. Not in scale, no, but in terms of the style and how well executed they both are, they look gorgeous. And the Chungkingosaurus edges it out in the size department as well, being just a little longer and a little taller than the Giganotosaurus, which is awesome. I mean, you get everything that you get with the Giganotosaurus, plus it's a little bigger. Oh my gosh, I just love this Chungkingosaurus, and you know, and if any of you have the Vitae Giganotosaurus, you know that thing is no pushover in terms of its size, and the Chungkingosaurus is bigger, so hopefully that'll give you an idea. And to give anyone else a better idea, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the absolutely massive Papobrachiosaurus, which we have reviewed on the channel. Link will be in the description along with the Giganotosaurus review. But yes, as you can see, the Papobrachiosaurus does come up taller than the Chungkingosaurus, but the Chungkingosaurus does hold its own. It's about halfway up the neck of the Brachiosaurus, I want to say, and it is much longer. So it is a very, very big figure, and if any of you out there have the Papobrach, then you'll know what to expect in terms of the size. And finally, for size comparison, I wanted to go ahead and bring in the other PNSO
figure I have, the Euhelopus. And as you can see, these two are quite similar in terms of their overall length. If I were to stand the Euhelopus up, it would absolutely dwarf the Chungkingosaurus, but then I wouldn't be able to fit it in my review space, and let alone in frame. So we're just going to have him standing on all fours for this. But one thing that I will say in the Chungkingosaurus's favor is that the make and overall finish and detail of the Euhelopus is much, much lesser on that figure. I mean, you can see the seams, the paint scheme is sloppy, just basic coloration, absolutely minimal work on that one in terms of the paint and detail. But then you get to this Chungkingosaurus, and the detail just absolutely smashes the Euhelopus. Euhelopus edges it out in size, but the detail on this Chungkingosaurus absolutely takes the cake. It makes this thing look so incredibly lifelike, and for that reason, I would strongly recommend this figure. It is so incredibly gorgeous. I mean, I don't know how else I can sing my praises for this thing. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's got everything you want. Great paint scheme, great pose, great detailing. Everything on this model just works, and I cannot recommend it enough. After buying that first Euhelopus figure, I was a little meh towards PNSO. Sure, they have big figures, sure, they are impressive, but, you know, I mean, if that was the quality that I could expect, I was like, I don't know about ordering this one, but I am so very glad that I did, because it just blows that Euhelopus out of the water. This Chungkingosaurus is the most beautiful piece I have in my collection, and I have no doubt whatsoever that it is deserving of a 10 out of 10. Quite possibly the first 10 out of 10 on Killer Shrew Fans Killer Toy Reviews. As always, I would love to hear what you guys think of this model. Do you own it? Are you going to pick it up? What's your favorite PNSO model and why? Let me know all of your thoughts. Leave them down in the comment section below. Love reading through them. Want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It really means a lot that you wanted to check out our review, and if you enjoyed it, don't be afraid to let us know by hitting that like button. Just shows me that we did a good job on this review. And if you feel like you want to hear from us again down the road, don't forget to subscribe on your way out. We got a lot more dinosaur-related reviews and news coming your way for the rest of the year. Thanks again for tuning in, and that's going to do it for us today. Killer Shrew Fan, out.